Hello, it's Katie, your marketing and technology specialist, and today I wanted to show you the anatomy of a contact in your My Weichert system. So, as you can see, we are in our My Weichert system. We've clicked on the Smart CRM, all of our contacts, and I've searched specifically for this one, which is my test contact. This is what you see when you click on their name. So you get name, phone number, email address, and you can add like a physical address as well. Here you can see who they are in terms of buyer, seller, renter, vendor, or agent. If they happen to be more than one thing, if they're buying and selling at the same time, you can easily just click those on and your contact has been updated. In terms of where they are in the client journey, they can only be one of these. Oftentimes someone starts out as a sphere or a prospect. So sphere is like friends and family, people that you know who might not be in the market for buying and selling, but you do want to keep up with them anyway. A prospect is definitely a cold lead who you don't know, and you don't know if they're in the market to buy or sell. A new lead can be somebody you met like at an open house or something like that. So you know that they are in the market to buy or sell, but you don't necessarily know them and you're not working with them yet. An active lead is somebody who has visited your website and that you are contacting through email or text message, something like that. They're active on your site, so they are an active lead. Client is somebody that you're working with one-on-one. Contract, somebody who has signed a contract with you. And then closed, they have closed on a house. If you ever want to change any of these details, you could always press the edit button here or next to any of these, or you can go to their profile details up here. You can press edit and then change anything here. So you can add their address, you can add their spouse, their birthday, calling and texting options. If they're on the do not call list, you obviously want to say no here. And then you can add their social media if you contact them online. And then obviously we save changes. From here, you could also put them on an alert. You can see their files, their transactions, their tasks, and then project files will bring you right to Weichert Tools, so you can do a listing presentation for them, which is nice. And then we're back on the timeline. So here you can see that you can call them, you can add a note, you can send an email, send a text, a voicemail, or a video to them right from the system. So the voicemail and the video are premium applications, I guess, but everything else is free. From here, you can also see if they are on a property alert, if they are on a campaign, or if they're on a market report. You can also do a listing valuation on their home if you have their address, and if they are one of your sellers with an MLS ID, you can add that here as well so they can see the traffic that goes to their listing. Back to this side, we can add hashtags for people to keep them organized in your CRM. And then here, your insights and your summary. You can rate people from 1 to 5 stars if that's a way that you want to filter people. So you know that you really want to follow up with somebody. They're a great person. They're ready to be a client. 5 stars. If they're just a prospect and they're not answering any of your text messages or emails, 1 star, something like that. And then summary based on the search criteria and interests. So as you can see, if you scroll down in their activity feed, these are things that they've looked at online, properties. So the summary changes based on their search criteria and their interest to where they're looking, what they're looking at, and then their price range about. You can see when they first signed up. You can see how they were added. So I added this myself, so it's a manual add. And then if you click see more info, sometimes it gives you like a little text message that you might want to send them. So you just click that. This pops up. You can edit this and then send them a text message right away, just to keep in contact with them. And then finally, we have a validation run, which can be very important if you're looking to communicate with people and see who they are online. So when I first put this person in, which is just a test person, I put an old email address that I had. It actually found my maiden name, which is interesting. and it did not get my age right or my location. So there is another Katie Daniels somewhere out there who's between 50 and 59, located in Sumter. None of these profiles are mine, which I found interesting. But when I got a little bit more information on this lead, I actually changed the email address to something I actually sometimes use. And the system did another validation run. So based on this, it actually has my name, my gender. I was in New York a few years ago, and this is actually an old occupation. So it did get a little more detailed on me once I got a better piece of information on this contact. And then some of these are mine. Some of them are old, but they are me this time. And then if you ever want to do just a validation run on your own, you could just hit run right here and it will do one for you. So after looking at some properties online, opening up emails and all of that stuff, I did another validation run with the same email address. And it's me, female from Queens, which is where I lived. So it's a little bit more detailed with the location. It just doesn't say New York. Occupation has now updated to realtor at Weichert Realtors. And then there's a lot more social media profiles going on here. So if you ever want to look at what your contact is doing online, like on their Facebook page, on their LinkedIn, anything like that, sometimes you can find it with the validation run. And then that will allow you to see your common interests. So when you meet them in person, then you have a little bit more to talk about. So that is the anatomy of your contact in the My Weichert system. And if they're just sitting there and they don't have any of these going on, then they're basically useless. They're just in your system, but you're not contacting them and you're not keeping up with them. So one word of advice is to definitely put people on either an alert, a campaign, or a market report, just so you are in constant contact with them. If you're not like sending them a weekly newsletter or something like that. So definitely keep in contact with them, do your validation runs, find them online, do a little stalking, and then get to know them even more through the My Weichert system. All right, thanks for watching.